Hey there, D Square here with another comic review, continuing on with Uncanny X-Men number 14. Sorry it's been a while since I did a comic review. I do apologize. Good news is I'm here, and the next one, Uncanny X-Men number 15, that review will be here soon. So I have the variant comic here, and I have the original cover displayed for you there on screen. And so, as always, we're going to start with a spoiler-free portion of our review. Then I'll move on into a review with a little more details about the story. So, as far as the spoiler-free stuff goes, this is a good issue. Nothing too epic happens in this issue. I will say that it does not continue on fully with what happened last episode. In the last issue, you may recall there was a little bit of a, I don't know if I say a cliffhanger, but a reveal there. Was hoping they'd follow up on that, but it looks like they haven't yet. But nonetheless, it still is a good progression of the story. We see more of Cyclops and them going through the list, doing the things they need to do for him to, make good on his promises that he's made as far as saving mutant kind and making things right. So we get to see that. Although, one of the things that is surprising me about this series is I did think this would be more of a Cyclops Wolverine centric, and Wolverine seems to have kind of gone in the background. It's really all Cyclops at this point as far as leading this new X-Men team. So I don't know whether if that was something that will make you enjoy it more or less, but I definitely thought it worth a mention. That if you're looking for like Wolverine heavy stuff, Wolverine's certainly all over this, he's in this, but again, Cyclops is the driving factor here. The artwork is good, as always. They're still, of course, in that not-so-period correct costumes that Cyclops was able to get from the X-Mansion, so that's real funny and looks cool. Dialogue's good. Dialogue's very good. Just, no too big epic moments here, and it didn't really follow up on a couple of things from the last issue, but it didn't hurt my enjoyment, and I think you should definitely check this out if you are interested in this current story arc. Definitely good writing, good artwork all around, quality stuff, which you should expect from the flagship X-Men comic. Alright, we're going to move into spoilers here on 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so interesting thing about this, like I mentioned in the spoiler-free review, that it didn't continue everything. It does continue the story. We do, find out some progression here. It just, we saw Hope Summers in the last issue, and that isn't followed up. Okay, that's not really followed up here in this issue, but it will be in the next issue. As you get to the end of this issue, it definitely mentions that, hey, this and this are going to be in the next issue. So this issue starts off with Scott Summers meeting with Valerie Cooper, who is a former member of the Office of National Emergency, ONE. I've referred to them before. Basically, he offers to assist Valerie in mutant matters if she would assist him if need be. And they kind of play coy a little bit, but in the end, she does agree that, I may need this sort of help. At the very same time, the rest of the X-Men are following up on that list, particularly the Mutant Liberation Front. They were on the list that Cyclops made, and of course, they saw Hope Summers with the Mutant Liberation Front, so they're obviously working toward that. They ambush Reaper, who is a former member of the Mutant Liberation Front. He's now depowered. They ambush him. Multiman roughs him up a little bit. Ultimately find out that the Mutant Liberation Front did reach out to him, but he refused. They're going to use that to their advantage. They gave him like a cell phone, a burner phone they call it. Say, hey, the next time they call and offer you membership, take it. We're going to use you as a mole inside. So apparently he's going to reluctantly do that. They then all meet back with Cyclops back in their bar, hideout, lair, what have you. And we find out what happened to Dark Beast. They have him actually held up prisoner. He's actually kind of working on some stuff for them, which is funny because he makes a joke like, hey, I'm an official X-Men now, look at that. But he does want to earn their trust. So he gives them a lead on a marauder named Scrambler. And certainly enough, they go to a location. At first they think, okay, we think he's screwing around with us. But the Scrambler does show up. He attacks Wolfsbane, incapacitates her. Wolverine immediately follows suit, jumps out down 3 stories, which, Havoc's like, does he know we're up 3 stories? And everyone else is like, meh, he can handle it even if he doesn't know. So they stabilize Wolfbane, and they go down to the, where Wolverine went. They find Wolverine did survive the fall, but he did get stabbed in the face. Come to find out, the leader of the Morlocks, Calypso, did this because she wants to take down the Scrambler because he's a Marauder, and the Marauders, did the Morlocks dirty. In fact, recently, she shows the X-Men down in the Morlock tunnels, bodies strewn everywhere from an apparent Marauder attack. Chamber kind of, is salty about the X-Men being down there, and, Cyclops says, what can we do? What can we do? And he says, do what you promised to do. Save us. They are mutants, and he promised to save them all. Then it kind of flips to the favor, apparently, this Valerie Cooper lady wanted to, get from the X-Men. She asked them to go to this country in Europe. I believe it's pronounced Chernia. There is a rebellion going on there, and she's asking them, she needs them to be big bad mutants and to go in there and shut them down. And this is interesting because the X-Men, they do that, but they're not killing anybody. They're back to the Uncanny X-Men now. This isn't X-Force, or, this isn't the mutant terrorist Cyclops. This is the new X-Men. So, challenging as it may be, they stop this rebellion, without killing anyone. And it turns out that this country, Chernia, is willing to be sympathetic to the mutants. So Cyclops' favor back from Valerie is that she arranges this country to take in mutants and to provide a safe haven for mutants. And in that case, Cyclops just hands it over to Morlocks. Like, here you go. This is where you're going to be safe from now on. So, like I said, interesting issue. I wanted to hear more about Hope. They didn't. But what's cool is at the end of this comic, the X-Men are kind of celebrating back in their bar/hideout place. And when they do, Steven Rogers shows up and demands to speak to Cyclops. Now, this is significant. I mean, obviously it's kind of like, we got to talk to the boss almost, although he's not their boss. But the last time these two had a talking, it started the Avengers versus the X-Men. Which, Google that. So, it came to blows. And Cyclops shot first, and it was at Captain America. Because, of course, Captain America was the one talking to him, and the one he disagreed with there face-to-face. So, cool stuff. Excited to see, what happens next issue. Cool thing is at the end of this issue, the last page here, it tells you to see, hey, what next? We're going to, that's not looking too good on the green screen, but, it's saying, hey, we're going to find out about what's going on with Captain America and Hope Summers in the next issue. So I'm expecting the next issue to be big because it is going to be like the 5th or 6th, issue in the story arc. So, things should be popping, should be the conclusion, should be in the next issue, maybe the next issue after that. But a lot of stuff to unpackage here in the next issue, and it's definitely got me excited. Alright guys, well hopefully I have helped you to understand this issue. Hopefully you decide to go and support Marvel and this X-Men title by purchasing your own copy or going on Comixology. Again, I am sorry about the time in between reviews. This one is a little bit late, but again, good thing, silver lining, is you don't have to wait too much longer for the next one, as Uncanny X-Men number 15 is coming out in the next couple of days, and I will try to get that review out ASAP. Alright guys, hey, thank you so much for your viewership today. Please help me out by subscribing if you haven't already. If you're just stumbling upon me, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you always know when I do upload something new. And just, please share this among social media, word of mouth. I got a lot of growing that I want to do, and I know I'm going to need a lot of your guys' help to do so. And certainly want to hear from you in the comments. Any suggestions you have, I'm certainly open to it. Thank you. Thank you so very much, guys. Have a great day.